Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wanted to do a patina Lexan body? Well, stay tuned and we'll show you how. Alright, starting off, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here with the audio, so I'm just doing a little voiceover. Just doing a basic explanation how we're going to get started here. We're taking our little wooden stick, and the stick we're going to use to mimic the rust holes, and then taking some random plastic wrap and using different shades of brown to do some texturing, and then we'll go back with the airbrush, do a little water drops and some water streaks, and then we're going to go into using two different oranges. The body's going to be orange, but it's going to look like it's faded. We're going to do two different shades of fluorescent orange, and we'll end up leaving it kind of weak in spots, and you'll see that once the video gets started again. So sorry about the audio issue, but please continue to watch and it gets better, trust me. What's up, guys? I'm back. Try to finish this thing out tonight if possible. We ran by Anderson RC. We picked up the matte clear. That'll be the last step. I picked up a couple of cheap 2-channel receivers for some projects, and can't have too many neon body clips in your box. So we're gonna get started on weathering this thing out. Got everything pretty much unmasked. I gotta do the deck lid. I decided to do the split quarter panel, so he's gonna have half of my number. So he's gonna basically have this back quarter panel be painted like my colors. You know, almost it would probably be cooler if it would have just stayed with this whole theme, but he wanted some replacement panels on the body, so we'll do that. But so far, it's looking pretty good. It's maybe a little overdone compared to some of my other ones. I'll post some pictures at the end of the video, some of the other cars we've done. Anyway, we're going to get the weathering this. This is all going black. The logos will be white, outlined in like a petty blue. And then this blue stripe I thought was blue. I went back and looked at the pictures. I should remember, but it's been a couple of years since I painted the body for him. But all the blue stripes here will be actually yellow. Logos are blue and white, yellow stripe, and then we'll be done. So let's get the weathering. All right, we just got our same old crinkly piece of plastic. Weathering the black is going to be a little easier because the only thing I can do really is some brown and then do some brown streaks, and then we'll spray black. And then the numbers, I'm not sure. It would be cool if I could do them faded away, but it'd be a lot easier if you were painting on the outside. You could sand it away. So it may not be a true, well, it's fake patina anyway, so it'll be okay. Going to dab a little brown on our scrap piece of wood here. Just imagine where some rust might form. Usually where the sun beats on it the most. This is going to go a lot faster than doing it for the orange because, like I said, you can't do as much detail in the black. Stay tuned for some of them bodies at the end. They're just pictures, they're not video because I don't have those bodies anymore. It's been years. Some of them were charity bodies. Some of them were paying customers. But they weren't black. One of them was pink. There is another orange one in there. It's a candy orange. And then there's a blue one. And then there's a red and beige Legends car. That was the most recent one I've done, and that was probably 3 years ago. 3 or 4, not sure. Yeah, this is going to go quick because I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to put a couple of brown streaks around the logos, like the water's running off the logos, and that'll be pretty much it. It'll really come together more so once the black clear goes on the outside. I'm going to use the same brown. I'm not over reducing it or anything, just going to put it on really light. But Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody's having we're working, but I hope everybody else is having a good day off. We might go ride somewhere Sunday. That'll be future content. Going to an event possibly. Not going to say it just in case change the plans, but as of right now, I will be going somewhere Sunday. That will be on the channel. This is kind of just a freestyle, just putting some rusty spots and some streaks, some watermarks coming off of the logos, some haze around the numbers. Yeah, just trying to use our imagination a little bit. Get in tune with your inner Bob Ross here. Make happy little Russ. Now that we've got so much heavy weathering or rust effect on the rest of the car, we got to kind of do it up on the sides too, just to get it to match. We may have to go back to a little bit of beige because I put this logo is supposed to be black, but I got it rusty. So I may have to go back and do a little beige on the sides too, just to tie it together. Yeah, that works. All right. Clean this a little bit. Don't have to get totally cleaned out since we're doing such a messy job anyways. Don't have to worry about contaminating your colors together as long as you don't pour it back in the bottle. I'm not going to dry this. I'm going to let it kind of blend together naturally, wet on wet. That'll help some of the blends. No need to dry it yet. I'm going to put one light coat of black and then we'll start drying it. There you go. Instant rusty, crusty body. Not going to show up too good until we can actually take a picture of this. But there we go. There's a start. I'll put y'all on pause. You don't need to watch me dry this, and then we'll peel the numbers off and do a little staining on that, I believe. We'll be right back. All right, we're back again. I guess I never left really. Ran in, filled my water bottle up, got us a fresh roll of paper towels, and we got this unmasked. We're going to do the rubber nose and the skirting along the bottom of the car. Like I said earlier, I put just maybe 2 or 3 drops of white in a cup with the black. Still looks pretty black, but hopefully it'll be a distinct difference between the two. And naturally, rubber and plastic don't rust, so we don't have to do any weathering here, so that'll help separate these two panels also. I'm going to do the rivets on the outside before I clear it. I think it'll be easier because all the dabbing and the poking and all that, that might have smeared where the rivets are. So we're going to do them on the outside, and then we'll clear over them, which will seal them in. So anyway, let's get to spraying some of this grayish black, and we'll be one step closer to being done. Super light coats. Shouldn't take but 2 or 3. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm sure this looks like a mess on camera, but I think it's all going to come together. So hang on a minute. We'll expedite this drying process, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the outline pulled for the logo on the hood, the outline pulled on the numbers, logos on the side. We got our half and half logo going on the side here with a half number. And it took me a minute. I stopped and I cut a logo for the channel. Since this is going to be my quarter panel, we're going to make it just like the rest of our cars. It's going to be Guru Green with the black and white logo. So yeah, let's get to spraying some of this blue. And if you've seen some of the other paint videos, you recognize this bottle of blue. I make a lot of it. I use a lot of it. It just works with a lot of different colors, and it's always a good accent. Breaks things up nice, and it covers really good. One coat. So we'll spray the outline of these logos, and then I didn't do any weathering on the outlining. It'll be pretty crisp and bold and easy to see. I think I'm just going to do some like water staining on the number. And there's my air compressor. We'll be right back. All right, before we were rudely interrupted by an air compressor. Like I said, I cut a logo, so we're going to have a full quarter panel of the channel on this car. And this quarter panel is going to remain shiny. Some of the overspray film has been peeled off when he cut his wheel openings. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to go back and we'll have to mask this up once we get it all done to keep this quarter panel shiny. So we'll cover that when we get there. As of right now, we got all the blue sprayed. One coat, like I said. We'll go ahead and spray our Guru Green in the quarter panel. And then we'll back it with white. But while we're at it, yeah, this number is going to be white outlined in black, so we can spray the number. The 5s are white, but we're going to add a little. And naturally on a race car that would be vinyl, so we're not going to rust. So we're just going to add a little bit of brown, like water stains on it, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, onward and upwards. We got our green quarter panel sprayed. The outline around everything, like I said earlier, was yellow. I think the yellow wouldn't even show up, or it wouldn't look right around the green. So what we're going to do is, since this is my quarter panel, that's the green, black, and white, we're going to do that a black stripe and a black stripe down here, and then we'll do the yellow around all of his colors. So let's spray some yellow, and it's just straight yellow. We're not using fluorescent yellow on this. Again, I'm not weathering the pinstripes. They're so small, I don't think it would really make a difference. Maybe more so if we were doing this on the outside, but even this being a solid yellow, it's kind of like fluorescent also. It covers a little better than fluorescent, but you still got to back it up with white. We're also, well, there's the first coat of yellow. It really stands out. We're preparing for we're going crawling in the morning. I'll be looking for a crawling video, but that's not, Sunday's going to be something special, and I'll have to hold that off for another week, most likely, if Sunday works out. And then the following weekend, they're going to have a indoor RC drag racing and indoor oval racing at the Greensboro Coliseum. We will be there filming. I'm not participating in any of the races. I don't have time to be there all day or all weekend, so we're at least going to show up and do some filming. That ought to be pretty cool. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll get the flyer. You haven't seen that yet. I don't have a picture, but I got a flyer. It's the throwdowninthecoliseum.com. Check that out. I think they got almost $15,000 or $16,000 going to the winner of the drag race. Anderson RC sponsoring it. Turner Burn track we run at some. Yeah, a couple of big sponsors. We're gonna have a swap meet, drag racing. I think it's $10 to park and $10 to get in. Not sure what the race entries are, but yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there filming stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off and get this dry. You don't need to see all that. Not exciting at all, and it's a lot of noise too. So hang on just a minute. All right, got all the yellow on. That looks pretty cool. Looks like a neon sign. Try to combine steps just to try to speed this along. Since we got to do the numbers in white, we have to back the green in white, and the yellow has to be backed in white. I want to go ahead and back the stripes and the green in white because I am going to do some weathering or some water stains on the 5s and the logos because I don't want that brown to show through the screen. It's super transparent. So we'll go ahead and back the stripe and my green quarter panel, and then we'll clean the brush again. We'll go back and we'll add a little bit of water down, or I may put a little reducer in that brown. Just give it a slight water streaks in the numbers and the logos, and then we'll spray those white, chrome air cleaner, and then we will proceed to trim the windows and spray the flat clear. Yeah, still got a few steps to go. Get the spray in some white. It don't take but maybe a coat or two. Like I said, I'm just going to go back and slightly weather the numbers, and I'll back them with white. So I can't tell if I'm repeating myself because I record these sometimes over 2 or 3 days. So please forgive me if I'm going back and forth and repeating myself several times, because I don't really go back and watch it until I start editing, and that's when I see it. But then I don't have a choice but to put it in there. So either that or just dub everything over with voiceovers. I don't want to do that unless this microphone's dead and I'm just talking in space. I think we're gonna be fine with one coat. Now that I think about it, I probably should have pulled my Guru's World and my number out and sprayed them white while I was at it, but that's fine. We're going to spray white after this, so we still got a chance. All right, I got all the remaining purple mass pull out. Now we're just going to throw a little bit of brown streaks in there, try to mimic some water or dirt stains. I did miss one little purple piece here. That needs to go black. We'll do that when we spray the stripe if we don't forget, and outline around our Guru's World logo. So let's get to putting some brown on here. I'm being a little bit more instructive on this video, I think. I don't really want to do instructional videos, but mainly hang out and pointers. But I know a lot of people have asked about rust or patina bodies. Brown, a little bit goes a long way in this white because the white's such a contrast. So we're trying not to overpower it and make the numbers brown. A couple of streaks in it, like a natural water stain would follow. I don't know if you're even going to see that on the camera until we're done. Got to trust the process, trust the process. This far into it, hit that subscribe button while you're at it. we are getting closer and closer. As of recording, we're at, I think we're at like almost 670. We're down to like 3 months to get that last 300. We're shooting for 1,000 before the first of the year. That's my goal. Once we get that 1,000, there will be a giveaway. It's going to be an on-road RC car of sorts, most likely, but that's not set in stone yet. It'll be something I build and paint on the channel, and it'll just be a random draw. I'm not sure how to do that yet, so that's why I'm not setting anything in stone. But we are, for sure, going to give something away after 1,000, at 1,000. It'll be our own twist on something. It won't be nothing super expensive. We don't have the budget to build a X-Max or anything like that, anything that's super popular right now. But we'll build something cool. It'll be unique. Like everything around here, it's kind of a budget build. Not sure what we're going to go do going forward through the wintertime. Things do slow down a bit for us. I try to work as much as possible during the winter, not take any days whatsoever off. Well, other than the weekends, because I like to do outdoorsy things when it's warm, and I save my time off for summer and spring type stuff. All right, we're going straight into white. Not doing a whole lot of detail or a lot of weathering on the numbers. There's no need to. Say it just makes them look like they're water stained, like so. Kind of dingy, dirty. We didn't want to overpower it and just make it brown. And vinyl numbers don't rust; they just get dirty. Doing everything backwards adds a whole nother level of confusion and difficulty. There we go. I think we're just going to leave it one coat on there. It looks like it's going to do good enough. Because we still do have to go back and spray this white here. So, in order not to stick my fingers in wet paint, we'll cut y'all off for a minute, get this dry, and pull these letters out. Alright, we got the everything backed. Went ahead and backed everything with gray because we're going to spray some black over these light colors. I'm going to do the air cleaner chrome. I was going to rust or weather the air cleaner, but time's getting short, and we're going to pretend that this was a barn find and they had to put a new air cleaner on it when they got it running. So it's going to be fresh and clean. Anyway, I use Spaz Chrome. Works as good in the spray can as it does in the airbrush. It doesn't really matter. Stay tuned for a Chrome tutorial. I got a lot of ideas with Chrome on how to use it and how to get effects with it. So I think that might be an interesting and pretty easy video to make. But for this, just light coats. This stuff almost immediately flashes. Just blow air on it. I believe this is a lacquer base. It almost smells like rubbing alcohol. I probably shouldn't be smelling it. Should be wearing some protective gear right now, but we're just doing the air cleaner. It's almost instant chrome. And if you hadn't sprayed chrome before, if you hadn't looked into it, you do have to back it with black to get the true effect. There we go, 2 coats. That's chrome. That's all we're going to do. Now all we got to do is pull this stripe, this purple vinyl off, and the outline around my number. And then as far as paint wise, we're done. And then we'll proceed to spray the flat clear. And the flat clear is an aerosol can. I really wish I could wait till tomorrow to do that when I got some daylight and some warmer weather. It's still warm outside, but it's gotten cooled off quite a bit, and that concerns me a little bit about moisture in the air in the evening. If there's a lot of humidity, it's risky to use flat clear because I'm repeating myself again. It will cloud up. It'll blush. And once it blushes, you're done. All this work is for nothing if you can't get it back off. I've tried the Proline water-based clear, the flat clear. Wasn't a big fan of it. It looked fine, and it chipped off super easy. I had it on an 18 scale 1RC. I've run this Spaz aerosol clear on my carpet cars, and I've hit walls and hit other cars and flipped it, and it stays on there good, and it cleans up good. So this is 90119. This stuff right here has been track approved, tested, abused, and all that good stuff. So let me pull this off, and we'll come back and spray that black, and then we'll proceed to do the flat clear. All right, we got everything sprayed. We got our air cleaner backed in black. We got our Guru's World quarter panel all backed in black. We trimmed all around the windows, and now, as always, the most satisfying part is peeling the film off and revealing our work. But this is just the step before the step. And what we've done here, we've trimmed around the air cleaner. I want to keep the air cleaner shiny. We'll carefully trim around that. We trimmed around the windows. It's always a little tricky because you don't want to peel it off where you just trimmed it. Not worried about my Guru quarter panel. I'm going to have to tape it up because, like I said, some of that was already peeled off from where they trimmed the fenders out or the wheel openings. This is a green tinted film, which helps you see the difference between the white window masking and the film. As long as your windows are staying tinted green, you know you still got them covered. And evidently I didn't cut this one, so we'll cut that one now. Kind of like using liquid mask. Liquid mask is tricky too because it's all clear or transparent. And once you get some color on it, you kind of lose all your lines. You just have to, and it takes a whole nother skill level and patience level. Looks like all of our windows are green. Our air cleaner has a tinge of green. How's that for a dirty, rusty, but you don't get the full effect. All that shine is really throwing off the effect, I believe. So let's tape up my green quarter panel, and then we'll get to spraying that flat clear. All right, guys, here we go. We're hoping for the best. It is a little bit cool tonight. Hope we don't have a blushing issue. I did take and took some silver with my stick and did the rivets. I did rivets around the skirts. I did one little row of rivets by the number like we replaced the quarter panel. I was going to do them along the top, but couldn't figure out a good way to make it look right. You can't hardly see the ones on the number, so anyway, we got the rivets on the nose, rivets on the skirts. Left the window mask in. We don't want any of this flat clear to get on the inside of the body to fog the windows up. Film on the windows and the air cleaner so they stay shiny. And we taped up our new quarter panel because it's new metal. I like to put like 2 to 3 coats of this on, and tight overlap and even coats. Kind of like painting a real car with clear. So here goes nothing. You've seen it here first. You can put it on a little bit wet. You don't have to worry about it running too much. It goes on pretty nice. Try to get your fingers in it. I like to put it on there pretty wet, without much, if any, flash time between. Just trying to get a good even coat. It naturally tries to fog up a little bit because I'm putting it on probably a little thick. All right, we're going to leave that alone, let it do what it does. We'll come back and peel this film off and see what we got. Hope we don't have a foggy mess. All right, it appears we have success. I assisted the drying process a little bit. Just let the hair dryer blow over it. Didn't give it a direct shot, just kind of let it blow across it. Kind of like so. Like so. Like we're in a wind tunnel with hot air. There's, you kind of see what it does, how frosty it makes that. Gives it a nice sheen. It doesn't take long to dry at all, naturally, but if we had sunshine and a nice breeze outside, but we're in a weird transition period in North Carolina right now. Seems like fall and summer fight it out for a few months. It gets cool in the evening and still gets in the 90s during the day. And right now it's pretty cool. Well, I wouldn't say cool. It's cooler than it has been. You can open the windows at night. At least I can. All right, I'm going to finish peeling this off, and then we'll do a final reveal and take a few pictures. And stay tuned at the end. I'm going to post like 3 or 4 pictures, maybe 5. I'm not sure what all I got. I'm going to post some pictures of some patina cars we've done in the past, so stay tuned and listen to some crappy unlicensed music while I show you those pictures. And we'll be right back. All right, there you have it. Well, you don't quite have it yet. Let me pull this off. Jump it ahead. There we go. Now you have it. There's your patinaed race car, weathered, rusty, maybe a bit much. This is my way of doing it. It's not right. It's not wrong. You got to be creative and do your own thing. There's our brand new quarter panel that we had to cut off of my car and put on his. Little shameless plug to the YouTube channel. Anyway, there you go. There's how to patina a Lexan body, at least in Guru's world. So appreciate you watching. Oh, look at there. We forgot to peel that chrome off. Look at that brand new air cleaner. Bling, bling. Appreciate y'all watching. Hit that subscribe button. Tune in for more videos like this and videos unlike this. We're going to do some vlog stuff. We're going to do some crawling stuff. We're going to do some racing stuff. So it's Guru's world. It's everything. Everything encompassing our day-to-day life here. So thanks a lot. There you go.